Well, now to today's match at Tynecastle. After all the doubt and speculation, the safety inspection was passed and the new main stand unveiled. A new era for a great old stadium, would it see a Hearts victory over Partick Thistle? Commentary comes from Liam McLeod.
The old place has had a makeover. A safety certificate finally arrived late yesterday evening, and after months of graft, the new £12 million main stand is ready, and it is an impressive sight. A real step forward for Heart of Midlothian, who bring back veteran Aaron Hughes today after becoming Britain's most capped defender during Northern Ireland's playoff heartbreaker. There's a welcome return for Doom as well in the middle. Chris Erskine returns from injury for the Jags, and he replaces Connor Salmon, who can't play against his parent club. Thistle haven't won here since 2014. Devine putting the pressure on Gonçalves. Edwards there too. A bit too much pressure on the Portuguese. And Hearts have a free kick in a very promising area. Lafferty and Gonçalves are over it. There's left for Isma. A comfortable save for Czerny. There's one Thistle win in the last 8 meetings between these two sides. And it comes from Brandon. Here's Lafferty. Oh, he had his back to goal. It didn't matter, he got the shot away. Perhaps just lost his bearings a bit there, did Lafferty. Who played Northern Ireland's first leg. Aaron Hughes at the back played the second. Clean sheet, but ultimate disappointment in Switzerland. That's Berra's header. He was off the line, but Andrew Dallas, the referee, wasn't happy with the clambering by Christophe Berra on Adam Barton. A late Andras Struna goal denied Thistle the points in their last visit here into the end of April. Lafferty losing out there. There's a bit of afters too, which is going on out of vision right now. Hearts win it back, and this is Milinkovic. There he goes. It would have been an impression. He has been brought into the starting 11 for Hearts today. It's Gonçalves. Away by Devine. Owen Hughes has lost sight of it, and here goes Miles Storey. Not quite. And Aaron Hughes heaves a big sigh of relief as Miles Storey has paced the bird. He didn't have the finish to match though. Hughes ball. Hearts know a win would take them back into the top 6. Here's Arnaud Joum. He boosted this for them to have the Cameroonian back. It's Gonçalves. Oh, it's crept into the far corner! And the new main stand sees its first Jack Tarts goal, scored by the man who scored the last one in front of the old Archibald Leach stand at the end of last season. And perhaps that is fitting, as Gonçalves scores a goal similar to the one he scored at Murrayfield against Kilmarnock. A couple of defeats across the railway at Murrayfield before returning to their spiritual home. There's a handball by Adam Barton, who has already been booked. Deliberate handball right in front of the referee, who clearly gave the free kick for that offence. Poor ball by Gonçalves. And Barton perhaps can feel a little fortunate that referee Dallas hasn't booked him for that one as well. In from Cowie. And Jags managed to spoon it away. That's Brandon. He's got it in for Gonçalves. Well, it's actually 3 defeats on the bounce for Hearts right now. Of course, lost the Edinburgh Derby across the city before the defeats to Rangers and Kilmarnock at the home of Scottish Rugby. Desperate for 3 points. Yeah, handball against Stockton. I think there's much dubiety about that. And towards the final 5 minutes of the game at Tynecastle, Thistle try and smell out a point. He's 1-1. And when Partick Thistle really need a goal, it is normally Chris Doolan they turn to, and you can see why. He is so deadly in that kind of position.
I'm disappointed. I'd like to have won the match today. I thought we did enough to win it without being brilliant. And then when I get back in afterwards and see that the goal's offside and also it's a handball, then that just makes me feel even more miserable.
I thought we'd get another chance. I said that to Chris when we went on. I thought we had the best chance of the first half actually as well with Miles Story. And because our goalie, for all that Hearts is decent play, our goalkeeper didn't have a save to make. I felt his starting position, Thomas, was very good and cut a lot of things out. But we coped and kept him at arm's length for most of the game.
Well, after all the build-up about this game, safety inspections, all the rest of it, Stephen, match itself was a bit of a damp squib.
It was. I think the romantic notion of them returning to Tynecastle and everything being rosy, it kind of fell flat on its face a wee bit, and it was a missed chance for them to go 6th in the league if they'd won, and it was a pretty uninspiring performance for me. Yeah,
we watched the match in here, Michael. It was pretty uninspiring. Then suddenly a goal for Hearts, but should it have stood?
Well, I mean, look, it's a wonderful finish from Ismael Gonçalves as he cuts in here, but I think Kyle Lafferty is just slightly offside and he's in front of Tierney.
It's a very hard call to make.
You can understand how the officials don't give it. I mean, totally, because it's so tight.
The kick clash.
But he's in front of Tierney, so the big call is he offside? I think marginally, but completely understandable why it wasn't given. But, you know, that's the last 3 games. Yeah. Hearts' goals have come from moments of magic. You know, Lafferty's free kick, Gonçalves against Kilmarnock, and there again. It's not as if they're opening teams up and creating lots of chances, but they're scoring very good goals. But you can't expect that every week.
Yeah, so still an issue with the style of play.
Well, I mean, look, you know, the game was pretty poor. There's no doubt about that. And as Tomo says, everything's not going to just fix itself by going back. They've got a tremendous home, you know, Hearts. Let's
talk about Hearts more in a second. Partick Thistle got the equaliser. Yep. Chris Doolan's goal. What did you make of that?
Well, I mean, Hearts are obviously going to feel aggrieved slightly, and you heard Craig Levine there talking about a potential handball. It's difficult to say definitively, you know, what happens because there's so many players blocking it off, but it looks as if it comes off of Devine's elbow. But it's a wonderful finish from.
I mean, it just rolls off the back of his arm. If anything, I don't think he knows anything about it.
It's not deliberate.
If the ball's going to break in the box to anybody,
good point
you want it to break to Chris Doolan. A great point for Partick Thistle, a much better point for them than it is for Hearts, certainly.
Yeah, a string of matches now coming up at Tynecastle, obviously for Hearts, Michael, but no immediate bounce in terms of this Tynecastle effect that I suppose everybody at Hearts was looking for.
Well, I mean, you would hope that you know, you get a number of games at home that things will pick up. But you know, I've said it before: if the football's so poor and you're not creating chances, then it could actually be the reverse, where there's a you know, a nervousness from the stands that feeds onto the park. You know, Hearts are not in a great position at the moment on the pitch. Off the park, things are going fantastic, but they need to get a better style and some more results on the pitch.
I don't think I've ever experienced a week in Scottish football where so much attention is focused on safety inspections. But how much of a farce is this?
Well, I mean, look, it seems as if it's ultimately been left up to the council and Hearts, who, for both of them, they're quite happy to leave it as long as possible. They want the game on. I think the league should have stepped in at some point and put a definitive timetable on it and said, if it's not ready by, you know, certain time, they were taking it into their own hands and controlling it, because it just seemed to drag on and on and on. And
then not ideal as well today.
Well, I mean, the game's gone ahead. It's, you know,
15 minutes late today as well.
Well, yeah, 15 minutes late. But look, I think when you look at the bigger picture, it's a great stadium. The game's gone ahead.
The game went ahead, yeah.
And that's the most important thing.
You were raging with the kick clash, though, weren't you? You mentioned that about 10 times.
Why did Partick Thistle not playing yellow and red?
Well,
good question.
Good point, yeah. Although you did say, why were they wearing
You
red
misheard me, as usual. Mischief maker. Michael, Stephen, thank you very much indeed. All that leaves the Ladbrokes Premiership table looking like this. Celtic extend their lead at the top of the table to 6 points. Motherwell are 2 points behind Rangers. As for Dundee, well, it still doesn't look great for Neil McCann's side. They remain bottom of the table.